What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Hypocritical AF podcast. I am Albert Fig, and it feels so fucking good to be back in studio, regular studio, like legit regular studio. Now, I haven't fully unpacked everything. I'm lazy on that part. I've been slow to do it. Haven't fully set up everything like normal. The setup is a little bit different. I didn't fucking have the time. Well, actually, I did have the time, but I didn't feel like setting up the arms, so I'm using my stand, but I'm back in regular studio. I was doing mobiles, the last two. I was supposed to do three, actually, but the third one didn't go through all the way, but I did two back-to-back mobile ones, and it was cool. It was cool doing the mobile ones because I was able to go back home for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I was able to go back to my homie Anthony and Nisa's crib in the 805, and it feels good to just be on the road and you know, take everything and kind of just go. And that's what's cool about doing this setup and doing what I do, is that I can do it mobily, I can do it remotely, and I can do it in person. You know what I mean? Like I talked about in the little commercial things that I did. I like in-studio guests are always like the better like version of it. You know what I mean? Only because I feel like you can get a better interaction with the person and you can engage better with them and you can get like a better feel for everything. And it just seems more like organic and original as opposed to, you know, remote. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but like remote is like, there's like a bit of a lag. You know what I mean? There's like some hesitation with everything. The responses may not be as fast, but that comes all with it. But I don't mind doing the mobile ones. And you know what? I'll go wherever I need to go, whatever I need to do. I'll go. LA, New York, Texas, France, down the street. I don't care. I'll go for the mobiles as long as it makes for good conversations. Man, but as much as I like being on the road and as much as I like doing those mobile episodes, I'm not going to lie. I miss just being here from the start of everything, just kicking it. You know what I mean? And it's kind of one of those things like, you ever like, you know, like go back home or you go somewhere for a little while and you stay for like, I don't know, 4, 3, 7, 12 days or something like that. You always get that, like the feeling of wanting to come back home. You know what I mean? Like you could sleep on the most comfortablest bed in the world. You could sleep in a fucking 4 seasons in a 5-star hotel. But even then you get like tired of being there. And you get the anxiousness of wanting to be, you know, back home in your own bed. It's kind of like the same thing with that here. Like I'll do the mobiles and it was cool to get away and it's cool to like, you know, pack up everything and then get a change of scenery and like, you know, get that practice in of doing the mobiles. It's cool and all, but I like to be here. This is the studio and I enjoy it. But yeah, we're finally in April. We're like a few days into April and I'm really fucking over it. Like Easter just passed. Cool. And April, like I hate okay, April Fool's Day. Why is it still acknowledged? What do we even do? And how did it come about? Like who was the asshole that came up with April Fool's Day? You know what I mean? It's like, this shit is old. It gets like super played out. And there's always that one dude or person that kind of takes it overboard. You know what I mean? There's always that one person that's just like, April Fool's Day. They'll come up to you and they'll say some shit like, yo, your parents just died. Yo, or they'll be like, yo, your mom's just died. And you're just like, what the fuck? What do you mean? What do you mean my mom just died? What? And then they'll be like, nah, April Fool's. And it's just like, bruh, you just hit me with some shit like that? You're just going to say my mom died and then follow up with April Fools thinking that's going to be funny? No, dude. It's always a person that does it. You know old Timothy in the back of the class or your cousin Frank. You know what I mean? There's always someone that does some shit like that that's going to mess with you and take April Fools to like a whole nother level. I never understood it. I feel like that shit's old and gets played out. And who still falls for, it's 2021. Who still falls for shit on April Fool's Day, especially like the shit that you see like on like Instagram of these news feeds and these outlets. They'll say some shit like, oh, so-and-so, or like a fight. You know what I mean? There's always one with like a fight. And it's like, oh, like a fighter pulled out from this or injury or canceled or so-and-so test positive for COVID and syphilis and gonorrhea. And then it'll be like, nah, I'm just playing. April Fools. But I'll tell you which one you don't want to hear. It's really scary when you get that fucking, when your girl hits you with the, I'm pregnant on April Fool's Day, and it's April 2nd and she's still pregnant. That's some real shit. And if that has happened to you, sorry. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, there's some fire ass memes though. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. Okay, there's some fire ass memes for April Fool's Day. Fire as fuck. Anyway, I took the liberty in looking it up because I was curious about April Fool's Day. And if you're someone like me who has a fucking curiosity level that kind of like takes everything and kind of controls everything in their mind, April Fool's Day apparently has a deep-rooted origin that I didn't even know about. So let me read you a little bit from this. This is from the old reliable history.com. Origins of April Fool's Day. Some historians speculate that April Fool's Day dates back to 1582 when France switched from Julian calendar to Gregorian calendar as called by the Council of Trent in 1563. That's a long time ago. In the Julian calendar, as in the Hindu calendar, the new year began with the spring equinox around April 1st. That didn't explain shit to me, but I'm going to keep on reading. People who were slow to get the news or failed to recognize the start of the new year had moved to January 1st. Okay. And continued to celebrate it during the last week of March through April 1st. Became the butt of jokes and hoaxes and were called April Fools. Is that sarcasm? Is that what it was in 15 some shit? These pranks included having paper fish placed on their backs and being referred to as poison darvel, April fish. Whoa. Said to symbolize a young, easily caught fish and gullible person. Yeah, let's not live in fucking 1560 something, bro. If that's sarcasm and if that's, playing tricks and pranks, and leave that shit in the past. Because that's definitely not some shit. I was expecting something at least funnier or clever. But I guess so. How can you blame him? 15 something, Did they have fire or electricity back in the day? I'm assuming so, right? I don't know. I'm dumb. So that's the whole April Fool's thing. I don't know. Let's move past that. Let's move past April Fool's Day and look forward to the next holiday, which I think is Cinco de Mayo, right? Am I right? I don't know why I keep looking. I'm the only one in here. But yeah, I'm glad that April is moving along quick. I'm glad that April is, it feels like we're halfway through it. I'm glad because shit's flying. You know what I mean? My sister's birthday just passed. Happy belated, Cassie, if you're seeing this. It's also my nephew's birthday that just passed too. I got a 14-year-old nephew. Feel old yet? 14 years old. I feel old already. Just saying that and just hearing myself say, I got a 14-year-old nephew. Bro, what happened to the time? You know what I'm saying? I'm getting old myself. I'm between 20 and 50. I'll give you that. I'll let you decide. I'll let you guess. But I'm between 20 and 50. I'm getting old too. But that's life. And you got to embrace it. You got to embrace it, man. I embrace every year. I appreciate every year that passes, and each day I get older, man. I enjoy it. You know what I mean? Every year I'm like, yes, thank you. Another year. Yes, thank you. I made it another year of I'm alive. I'm healthy. I have my family, my son, and I'm thankful for every year. So I don't dread it. I know some people don't look forward to aging, and they're just they stay stuck with being they want to stay young forever. They want to feel like they're 21 again or something like that. Not me, dude. I'm with it. The more I age, more time that it is for personal growth. You know what I mean? In that. So bring on all the age, just maybe not, too fast, but between 20 and 50, you guess my age. But it's crazy. Yeah. Saying that 14-year-old nephew, I got a lot of nieces and nephews, you know what I mean? And they're getting older, and that's okay too. Cause I'm already that dope ass uncle, but I feel like I'm going to be the even better dope ass uncle once they get older, And I'm already like that as a brother too. Yo, my youngest brother, my little brother, he's about to be 18 this year. As if I didn't feel old again. So my youngest brother turning 18 this year. A little shit. I remember when he was small, and now he's taller than me. Type of shit is that? Why how come I didn't get those genes, you know? I want to be taller. Dude's tall. Both of my little brothers are taller than me. Kind of shit is that? Give me some of those jeans, bro. You know, they wear bigger size pants and fucking shirts than me, and I'm the older brother. But don't get it twisted. I fucked them up, and they know that too. Bah! But yeah, I'm glad that April's already, going by fast, and we're already almost halfway through 2021. Didn't it feel like 2021 was just yesterday? Weren't we just looking past 2020 and trying to go straight into 2021? And now that we're here, we're just like, what happened? It's going through, it's flying. Crazy, right? Am I the only one that thinks like that? Sheesh. A lot of releases that came out, movies wise, now that shit's starting to open up. They had that movie Godzilla vs. Kong. Have I seen it? No. Do I want to see it? I mean, I'll watch it if it's there. You know what I'm saying? If it's there, I'll watch it. But it's like, I haven't gone to the movie theaters yet, so we can't see that. I don't even have HBO, so I can't watch it there. But if you know someone that got a link, you know what I mean? If there's a link to it, if someone has a link, send me that shit, so I can watch it. And I don't want to know, like, I have an idea of who's going to win. And also, I mean, it's a fucking goddamn big ass gorilla versus a giant lizard. So, it can't be too exciting. Unless you're like a hardcore fan to like watch all that stuff, then I could see that. But in that too, they're finally setting a re-release date of the Black Widow movie. I'm hyped for that one because it was supposed to be last May. And I think now it's like July 8th, 7th, 9th, some shit like that. The first week of July. Now that one's getting re-released, I'm hyped for that one, yo. Hyped. Because of course, Scarlett Johansson. Come on now, don't play because of Scarlett Johansson. That's why we're pretty hyped for it. But I saw some shit too that was just fucking made me want to throw up. Maybe not so much throw up, but they just recently put out the new trailer for Space Jam 2. And I don't know how I feel about it. I don't like it. There's certain stuff that you just don't like. I'm not going to say don't, but you just shouldn't have to recreate or redo, i.e. Coming to America too. It's like, but there's a certain shit, man, just like, you should have just left it. The original Space Jam, that's it. It can never I can't say never because they just did, but it shouldn't have to be duplicated. Why? It's such a classic movie, Don't ruin it. Don't ruin the fucking name for it. Don't ruin the nostalgia feeling for us, because you would think we would get that after watching Space Jam 2, the trailer, but it's like I watched it and it's like, nah, man, it's just too futuristic. It's too much of this and too much that. The plot's different. There's fucking way too many cartoons in it, like cartoon characters, Now am I gonna watch it? I don't know. I guess maybe Redbox. Maybe when it's on Redbox, I'll watch it. You know what I mean? For a fucking $1. Am I gonna go pay to go watch in the movie theaters? No, that's just me though. Maybe the younger generation, maybe my little brothers and his friends will go watch it just because of the relevancy of it, or maybe because the star is LeBron. I could see them doing that, but as far as me, nah, bro. Space Jam 1 is where it's at. The first one, Michael Jordan, Bugs Bunny. Come on now. It's not even, am I being a hater? I feel like I'm being that old head already. That's being a hater. But no, there's just certain stuff you just don't you can't like for example, I'm not a fucking, I might get roasted for this. I'm not a big ass Star Wars head, okay? Because there's always 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, return of pre this and post that and such and what's his face. Too many movies. Hard to keep up with. You should have just left the ones that were there. How many prequels do we have? How many other fucking post ones we have? Another movie that shouldn't have been redone or, part two of, and when you watch it, you just feel like, eesh, Father Time is real. And that's Jay and Silent Bob Part 2. Did you ever watch that one? Jay and Silent Bob, it's Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, right? But Jay and Silent Bob, bro, classic movie. Again, classic movie that should have never been revisited, redone, retouched, or nothing. I watched the newer version that came out, and it's just like, ugh, damn, way to kill one of my childhood favorite movies. Killed that shit. And then even with that one too, Super Troopers. Did you have to redo another one? Did you? Because it was good just the way it was the first time. There's certain movies that you don't have to redo. Damn, I'm fucking shitting on Space Jam 2. But you watch the trailer. Watch the trailer for Space Jam 2, and you let me know how you feel about it. Because I'm saying no go Space Jam. The first one, original, done, the best. Can't do it. Can't recreate it. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. So, 2 mobile episodes done. First one in studio back since I've done a lot of stuff since the launching of the little project that me and Austin did, Real Media on Instagram. We shot this little, it's like a minute and 40-second little introduction promo clip. You know what I mean? Did that one here in studio, and man, it came out clean. Like the way I envisioned it, the way I wrote it, the way the tone of it, you know what I mean? That there was like a certain tone that I wanted to keep. I knew that I had shot the little commercial skit, the little bullshit one that I did. I did that prior to the actual release of that one. And I wrote that whole script for it too. And I just did that one by myself. I had like keyframes and different timelines and slots that I wanted to use. And I know the idea. I wanted to keep it kind of like comedic, but also clowning on myself, but also being hypocritical, but also like, legitimately promoting some shit, So I had shot that little commercial one by myself. No, not commercial one. Oh, yeah. Little commercial skit. I had shot that one by myself, different characters and everything. And I wanted to incorporate more stuff, but fuck, that shit took me all day, especially trying to memorize some lines. That's why I know I couldn't be no actor, because I couldn't. It was tough trying to memorize everything, and then legit took me all day. But I had done that funny one prior to the real promo shoot, and then I was trying to figure out which one. Like literally was juggling and trying to balance out. Okay, which one am I going to drop first? Does it make sense to do the funny one to kind of like throw that one up and be like, oh shit, look, this is what I'm doing, and then drop the real promo one after? And then kind of just throw everybody off and be like, oh, no, like, don't get it twisted. This is like the real stuff. I ended up deciding just to put the promotional video out. And I wanted to kind of get that out there and, hopefully people would see it. My idea behind it was for people to see it and actually take it serious. You know what I mean? And to see it that this is an actual thing, to bring more people on. And that's really was the whole crux of it, was like getting a reach out extended and to be able to bring people on like genuinely, you know what I mean? So that was the whole idea with that. So wrote that, shot that, clipped it up, and yeah, so that was the actual promo shoot. Now the commercial skit, I was even hesitating putting that one out because it was good. It came out like, it's not it's not Comedy Central. It is not fucking like a Dave Chappelle skit, you know what I mean, or Key and Peele. But I thought it was cool to just, kind of try some shit out and put that stuff out. So those 2 were out. And I learned some stuff too about the business side of Instagram and YouTube, because there's a certain promotional shit that you can do, or you could run these ads, like a campaign ad. You kind of set all that up. So one takeaway that I did from that, or that I learned from that, was setting that up. So that was cool in it of itself. So yeah, more stuff coming through. But let me know if y'all, if y'all fucking with the funny commercial skit, because I had fun doing it, you know what I mean? And I have like some, some cool ideas that I would like to do going forward with some other ones, and, maybe incorporating some new people in it, you know what I mean? And then get some like director shit in it too. I'm with that. You know what I'm saying? yeah, for sure. I'll for sure do some stuff like that. But yeah, so those two videos out the way, more of them to follow for sure. And I want to, you can't really see it, I guess, unless you've never, like, unless you've actually been here, but I want to actually expand this one, the studio, even more. I feel like I've said that like 2 or 3 times, and that's okay. But I want to expand it a little more and just make it more spacious, because I am going to do, not only am I going to be doing, like, the podcast episodes, but I'm going to be doing the commercial skits, and even possibly, shooting some extra stuff, extra content from, like, well, not from actually, but like 4 other people, and kind of get some collaborative efforts right there. Yeah, that's called bridging the gaps. That's called using big words. I'm learning, okay? But yeah, so over the weekend and over the week, ever since April is dawned upon us, it feels good to say California is officially opening up. And I think it's like as of April 2nd, here in the Sacramento area, there was like a bunch of places that opened up, like indoor and like actual restaurants, and then movie theaters and fucking sporting events, I think, too. I think I saw a few people at like some baseball games, like out there in the Bay, if I'm not mistaken. Is it the Bay? Or maybe I'm tripping. But I know that April 15th, they're gonna for surely gonna open up the arenas, and I know like the stadiums, like for the, like at the Staples Center. I know here in Golden One they're opening up, and then even the Dodger Stadium in LA. That's, as you can tell, I'm a Lakers Dodgers fan, so that's how I get a lot of the stuff input, because it's on social media and you can follow all that. But all that stuff's opening up April 15th. So that's cool as shit too, because now we can actually go to live festivals and concerts and shows and games and all that good stuff. But you know what I looked up? There's a caveat to it. So it's like, yes and no. It is opening up with a caveat. And that caveat is they're going to want you to be able to provide that you got the vaccine done. And that switches up everything, because at first I was hyped. I'm like, yo, I'm about to go catch some fucking basketball games right here. I'm about to go to a concert. I'm about to do all this. But now that they're making it like mandatory, showing proof of vaccination to get in, it's just like, bro, I'll just watch it from the crib. You know what I mean? I haven't got my shit yet. I don't plan on it unless it kind of makes it a thing where everything becomes mandatory. Then I'll entertain it. You know what I mean? But another reason why it's sketchy to get a lot of this stuff, and why it's not fully, foolproof, and everything's still learning with the whole vaccine thing too. But did you guys hear about Argentina's president? He tested positive even after getting the damn vaccine. Still got the vaccine and still tested positive for it. And then I looked into it even more. Now, when I say I looked into it even more, it means that I just got, my news from the Breakfast Club. And this is just a regurgitative statement from the Breakfast Club. So that's where I get a lot of my news from. Don't judge me. But so apparently you get the vaccine, both of them, even the most top priority one. You can get all those fucking vaccines and everything, and you can still test positive for it, because apparently the vaccine is not meant to just not get you fucking preventable. It's supposed to be able to get it to where you're just not going to die from it or get like crazy ass symptoms from the vaccine. So think about that when you're getting it. Or if you already got it, cool, just do you. But Argentina's president, his name, which is awkward because it's my name too, but Argentina's president, Alberto Fernandez, he caught that shit. So, and he's a little bit of, like, he's one of those older heads. Don't they fall into like a specific category, or like a ones that they actually hit? I forget what they are, or even like a tier, but he caught that shit. So, I mean, obviously it's like, hopefully all is well with him. Hopefully he's perfectly fine. Hopefully he recovers. Hopefully he doesn't, die from the shit or some shit like that. So shouts out to him and good luck, fam. But yeah, still sketchy with all that stuff. But anyway, going forward, April. I'm trying to think of like any other crazy stuff now that Easter and fucking April Fools is out the way. I'm trying to think of any crazy stuff that I can think or even discuss more on this. And I think the one that I want to talk about is the upcoming plans, which again, I feel like I talk about like every freaking week. There's plans about stuff I want to do when it comes to this and expanding it. And it's tough. It's tough because I don't realize that like the amount of, networking and strings you have to pull and the conversations and the reach that you have to go those lengths to get what you want to get. You know what I mean? Or even just kind of prep everything for a secondary thing. Like there's a stone you have to flip before you get to the actual stone. There's this little pre-trip thing you got to do before you actually go on the trip. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. And what's cool about it is that it's some of the stuff like I want to just go into and just talk about all the stuff, but there's some stuff that's like in the works that I'm kind of waiting on moving pieces. You know what I mean? Does that sound vague? Does that sound sketchy? Probably. But there's like moving pieces that I'm waiting on before I can make the actual moves for other stuff. And it's cool because once those pieces fall into place, then I can actually put it out there and show you guys some of the stuff that's going to be doing and some of the stuff that's going to be working. But until then, I guess I can't just really, say much about it. And again, now that I think about it, it just sounds like one big fucking teaser. So sorry about that. But yeah, so when the next person that I'm going to be having on, if all goes well, is a really dope person. I really enjoy their company. I really enjoy their space, their time. I just think they're genuine. I think they're down to earth. Well, this person is down to earth. And hopefully this one goes through because the last time it was supposed to happen, it didn't go through and we had to reschedule. But hopefully we can get that one straight and that one right. And yeah, y'all keep up in the lookout for that one. And matter of fact, too, now that I think about it, there's going to be another remote episode. And I'm kind of like still trying to figure out the kinks of everything with all the remote stuff because I did Zoom. The last two of them that I did were Zoom. And this one's supposed to be like a Skype one. And yo, I haven't used Skype since like fucking 2014 or some shit like that. Is Skype like there's so much the technology and the platforms that are out right now. Is Skype even a thing? Like you have your phone now. Like you can FaceTime, you can fucking use like a Webnear, you can use Google, like literally just straight up like the Google app, you can use that. So, and then with Zoom and all this other stuff with all the stuff that happens in the pandemic, there's like all these openings and branches and all this stuff that came from it. So is Skype even going to be a thing? We'll see. But I got one on that one that's on Skype that's going to be coming out that hopefully you guys will be able to enjoy it as much as I will because I'm going to try to make it as entertaining as I can. But I don't know, man. Skype Sketch. I don't even know if I have a fucking account or even let alone the app that I'll probably have to download from it, So we'll see. Last thing that I didn't do actually, well, it's been a minute since I did like a solo one. But for each solo one, I try to do, there's like a different dynamic and there's a different like structure I try to go to. So whenever I have a guest on, I try to highlight the guest as much as I can, get the most out from them, and really just showcase who they are and get to know them like on a different level. And a lot of the times I already know the people, but it's also an introduction to the general public, So whenever I have that, I kind of just frame those questions a certain way. And I kind of want to get like more stuff out of them that they wouldn't normally do or say when it's just like a one-on-one between us or in a group setting, So I do that one. And then I usually do the last segment of the quick hitters, which I'm working on. I hear you. I hear it. I hear you. I see some of the comments. I know. I'm working on the quick hitters because I have to switch them up, and I have been. So I got some new ones coming out too. So that one's going to be dope whenever that one comes out. And so that's usually for the in-guest one. And then for the group setting one, it's tough to do it because there's like two people at it. Like say if there's three of us, it's I'll incorporate that segment only because like I feel like it makes the conversation a little better. But generally, there I go fucking up that word again. But generally it's always with like one person. But whenever it's two or a group one, we kind of just flow. Like we just go. That's kind of how it was for the mom episode. That shit was just flowing and flowing and flowing. And I didn't want to dominate the conversation. I was trying to get the girls to talk about it more because that's, it was a mom episode. Unless you will catch the St. Patrick's episode, we were just faded. That's just, there's no other words to call or to say. We were just faded. So, and I think we're going to do one for Cinco de Mayo like that too. That would be fun as shit. But to finish the last part of it off, which is the quote of the week. This one, I've been waiting to say. I think I've held on to this one for like 2-3 weeks. And I finally get to say it. Good, finally. This one comes from a person called Herman Melville. Did I say that right? Herman Melville? I don't think I did. But it's Melville. Melville. I think I did. But this one goes, it is better to fail in originality than to succeed in imitation. I'm going to say that again. It is better to fail in originality than to succeed in limitation. Take that one in. Been waiting to say that one for like 2-3 fucking weeks, I swear. Yeah, that one's brought to you by Herman Melville, and I hope I say that name right. But that is it. Another week of Hypocritical AF. And I hope you enjoy it. I'm Albert Fig. Y'all stay safe. Peace.